Okay, I'm gonna try to record a video while I have Hazel awake. Usually I try to record when she's either napping or my kids are helping out. My kids all went back to school today, so this is my first day with just Hazel and I in work. And I was just with a client and I'm still nursing Hazel and she's in that biting stage now. And while I was nursing her, I was with a client and she bit down and I like gasped because anyone listening to this that's nursed a baby and they bit down on them when they are nursing, it's very painful. So that was fun. Now I'm trying to balance the um, making videos when my older ones now aren't home from school. Hopefully, usually I can do it when she's napping, but today she's not. But I want to make a quick video in between clients. So today I want to talk about, and I've had this been asked a couple of times, and I've seen a few of my clients been struggling with it as well, and it's kind of been on my mind, something that I wanted to make a video on, is lower level movement and compulsions. So like we've said many times before, that exercise, like going cold turkey on exercise is clear, right? Like don't go for a run, don't go out for walks, don't go to the gym, don't, do your home workout, don't do your YouTube thing that, I don't know, all these things that came up during COVID. Everyone talks about these home workouts. Like all of that obviously is like a no-go, do not do. The things that are less obvious though, and the things that other people observing you would never ever know that you were doing would be similar, or some things that would look like, going up the stairs, unloading the dishwasher, extra loads of laundry, standing when you could be sitting, kind of fidgeting, stretching. That's a huge one. People feel like, well, I'm just like stretching, and they create this new obsession with feeling like they have to stretch. I caught myself in my recovery starting to do that. When I went cold turkey on exercise, I started doing this like exercise routine I had to do in my closet every morning. It didn't start out that way. It started out with just like, oh, I'm just gonna stretch for a few minutes, and then it was like the next morning I had to do the exact same thing at the same time, and then again the next morning. And it was a few days in where I was like, oh my word, this has become a compulsion again. Like, can I do anything without it becoming a compulsion? And the answer was no, I actually couldn't at that time. I really couldn't. And it was really frustrating, but I had to be honest with myself and stop it. So sometimes people will try to like argue with me or tell me why they think, such and such is harmless, this action that they're doing. And my question to them is like, an example would be, I feel like I have to stretch after I eat. I feel like I have to go on that short walk after I eat. My question for you is this: in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, do you still want to feel like you have to go out on that walk after you eat? Do you still want to feel like you have to go stretch? That feeling that you have when the idea of not doing it crosses your mind and you get this sudden tightness in your chest and this panicky feeling. Do you want to have that for the rest of your life? Because what you do resist will persist. So if you continue to resist and deny that these things are compulsions, these little lower level movement things, if you continue to deny that those are actually a compulsion, they're going to forever be a compulsion. They will persist throughout the rest of your life. Maybe you'll be more normal around food. Maybe you won't have an exercise addiction anymore, but you're still going to have to struggle and battle with those things. And in my mind, it keeps a foot in the door for eating disorder to then take over in other areas of your life, particularly having to do with your eating disorder old behaviors. So I can't recommend enough. First, you become aware of what are these little things you're doing. I even have one that just came to mind that I forgot that I did too, was I was like obsessed with not going up and down the stairs so much as like I would have to like stretch my calves out on the stairs. Every time I went down the stairs, I remember stopping at the bottom of the stairs, I just remembered this, and had to like stand and stretch my calves for a few minutes. And that was just like this weird ritual thing that I had to do every time I went down the stairs. I'm so glad I stopped that, because that's one, a waste of time. Two, I just don't have the time to do that. And three, it was annoying. These lower level movement compulsions are just annoying. So ask yourself, do I want to live with this the rest of my life? Would it feel kind of nice to not feel like I had to do things that didn't make sense or that I didn't actually feel like I wanted to do in that moment? Having the freedom to choose if you want to stretch or not is really nice. Feeling like you absolutely have to, or else you feel panicky and anxious, is not really nice. So do the hard work now. Invest in this time period where you're going to feel uncomfortable and maybe irritable and anxious and unsure of what you're doing, but just stay focused and trust that it will pay off. It will be worth it, so that you don't have to do these things forever and ever and ever in the future. Okay. And best of luck. And my biggest piece of advice is honestly, be honest with yourself. Evaluate what you're doing now in your day, and seriously go through every moment of the day and ask yourself, where and what are things that are looking the same every day that I feel like I have to do in regards to movement, and stop them. Okay? Have a good day.